Hey guys, today I wanted to share with you my top 5 hacks, tips, tricks, habits, things that I implement to stay fit and healthy and lean all year long. First though, I do want to clarify that staying super lean all year long, day in and day out, is not practical, not sustainable, not usually healthy. I'm not unhealthfully lean, I'm at a very healthy body fat percentage, but I think Instagram a lot of the times can lead us to believe that the people that we see that are super shredded look that way all the time. But here's the thing about those like super shreddy Instagram people is either if they are that lean most of the time, they're majorly jeopardizing their health and just watch in 5 or 10 years what happens to their body, or they batch take a bunch of pictures when they're super lean and then post them throughout the year so that it looks like they're lean and shredded all the time, but hey, a couple months out of the year, they're definitely not looking like that. So I want to start this video off with that clear distinction that, like, yes, you can stay fit and lean and healthy all year long, but I don't mean like super shreddy, unhealthfully lean all year long. Like, I'm not recommending even attempting to do that. I want to make it very clear that it's very normal and very healthy for your leanness, for your weight, for your aesthetic to fluctuate week to week, month to month. Especially for those of us with regular menstrual cycles, your body should look different every 2 weeks. Our bodies are designed to look best, leanest, curviest when we're around ovulation because that's the time when we could get pregnant. And it doesn't mean that our bodies are designed to look worse at the other times, but comparatively, like if you have a time during the month when you look your best and then you look at yourself 2 weeks later, you're not going to look like that. Like, that's okay. That is normal. That means you have healthy hormone function. So don't try to hold yourself to an impossible standard of looking the same day to day, no matter what you eat, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are in your cycle, etc. The ultimate goal, in my opinion, for a healthy, comfortable physique is to be able to relatively maintain it on average week to week without having to jump through a bunch of hoops, make your lifestyle feel very stressful, have to do like hours of cardio in the gym and put in, you know, a lot more effort than you necessarily want to do for the rest of your life because that's not sustainable. So with that kind of disclaimer-y discussion out of the way, my first tip for staying lean, fit, healthy, strong, etc. is to build a healthy lifestyle that you enjoy. The strategies that you have to implement to get yourself from A to B are very different from the strategies that you have to implement to just maintain at B. So the things that you have to do to lose 30 pounds are gonna look very different than what you need to do to keep those 30 pounds off, assuming you go from A to B in a healthy way. Once you get to B, it's a lot easier to maintain than it is to change your body. As I always say, our bodies are homeostasis machines. So once you get to where you want to be, you shouldn't have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. The pushing is necessary to elicit change. And no, you might not be able to fall right back into your old lifestyle that had you at a different body type that you didn't like as much. It's possible that there are habits there that are unsustainable with your new body that you may prefer to be in. But in general, you shouldn't have to work as hard to maintain it once you get there. So this gives you an opportunity to shape your new healthy lifestyle around things that you really enjoy a little bit more than compared to the things that you have to do to like change your body. So for me, this means focusing on workouts that I am excited about. As you guys know, I love resistance training. Like, that is my favorite form of exercise. So kind of no matter where I'm at in my journey, even if I'm just like happily maintaining wherever I want to be, I will be resistance training because I love it. But I do recommend resistance training for the fat loss phase as well. So maybe you do that, but you get to point B where you want to maintain. You don't like that as much. You can totally do more yoga, more like rock climbing, more outdoor activities, go for regular ocean swims, do more Pilates or kickboxing or like whatever is exciting to you. I recommend leaning more towards that because that's what's gonna get you to really love the journey that you're on and make it more sustainable so that you can maintain where you are. Because if you hated the resistance training that you did to get to where you are now, then trying to stick with that consistently for the rest of ever is just gonna make you kind of miserable. And there is some research to suggest that you only require about 1/9 of the total volume that you used to achieve your goals in order to maintain your goals when it comes to resistance training. So if you were lifting like 5 days a week for an hour to get to your goal, you could do like 2 days a week for like 20 minutes and probably be set. And then just for the rest of your activity, do whatever else you want. And then food-wise, you also have more flexibility because you don't have to be in a calorie deficit to lose fat. You don't have to be in a calorie surplus to build muscle. The macros don't matter quite as much when you are just simply trying to maintain where you are. You have so much more flexibility. And so you can incorporate a lot more foods that you enjoy. I personally love trying to make like slightly healthier versions of things that I would go buy at a restaurant, but so that I don't have to go buy them at a restaurant or whatever, I can just make them at home and not spend that money. As a quick example of making some delicious food at home, just made these nachos. Honestly, just wanted to share with you guys because I'm super impressed with myself. But also very good example of how to just take something that you find absolutely delicious and make it a little bit better for yourself at home. But I love making myself the occasional pizza or burger. Actually, I make burgers a lot. Gluten-free mac and cheese, one of my all-time favorites to make with some like ground beef and bacon and like roasted Brussels sprouts. And I make a really good like vegan cheese to put on it, even though clearly it's not vegan because that has a lot of meat in it, but like the cheese is vegan. It's so good. But the takeaway with food for this tip is just to incorporate more enjoyment into your food if that's not something that you felt like you had on your journey to get to where you are now. That isn't to say that when you are trying to lose fat or build muscle or change the shape of your body that food should not be enjoyable. Honestly, I think it should. I'm in a calorie deficit right now and I am loving my food. But I just think that when it comes specifically to maintaining a healthy, fit, strong, lean body and trying to do that sustainably for presumably the rest of your life, making sure you do incorporate enjoyment into your food is important. But there are some things that I do recommend focusing on when it comes to nutrition, and this leads me into tip number 2, and this is prioritizing protein and vegetables. As I said before, the macros don't matter as much when you're just trying to maintain as opposed to actively changing your body, but they do still matter. If you cut out all carbs or cut out all fat or cut out all protein, well, you'd die with 2 of those, but your physique would almost guaranteed change in some drastic way. So the reason I recommend still making sure you're prioritizing protein is so that you can maintain the muscle mass that you've built to maintain your shape. Having muscle on your body is key for having muscle definition. And so if through your years of maintaining your physique or whatever, you gradually lose muscle because you're not eating enough protein, then you're going to gradually lose your muscle definition. Even though maybe the weight's going down because you're losing muscle, that's not really a good thing for your aesthetics. So I personally do this by just trying to make sure I have a source of protein with every meal. And not only is protein really important, getting your micronutrients is also very important. And this is where my recommendation for vegetables comes in. The healthier you are, the easier it's going to be to do anything you want with your body, lose weight, build muscle, or maintain your current physique. And so I always recommend trying to prioritize health within your diet and getting in all the micronutrients that your body needs to perform the functions that it needs to perform on a daily basis to just survive. If you were eating like super healthy, getting all of the vegetables in order to get a leaner physique, and then you just kind of forget about them and just start eating a bunch of stuff that's not really nutrient dense, you're gonna become deficient. And then your body's going to drive you to start eating like everything because it's craving nutrients. And then that in itself is gonna make it really hard for you to maintain your physique because your body is like just trying to get everything that it can. So it's probably gonna put you in a calorie surplus, and then you're gonna start gaining weight. You're gonna be like, what's going on? It's because you're not eating your veggies. I mean, there's a lot of reasons that you might start gaining weight if you're trying to maintain your weight and not paying attention, but lack of vegetables could be one of them. Prioritizing protein and vegetables is so important to me personally that those are the 2 supplements I always make sure I have on hand in case I know I'm not getting one of those and I need just like a quick supplement to supplement my diet. So as you guys know, my favorite protein powder, SIGMATIC protein, I literally take that with me everywhere. I'm at my parents' house right now and I know my mom has some SIGMATIC protein powder, so thankfully I didn't have to bring it with me this time, but it's just so key if like I'm making breakfast and I want to have like oatmeal or a smoothie or something that wouldn't necessarily have a lot of protein in, I will throw in a scoop of protein powder. And then I always have a greens powder in my supplement cabinet as well. And then I always bring some of the travel packs with me when I come home to see my parents or go on trips or like just am somewhere where I know that it might be harder for me to get my vegetables in. And honestly, I love just having it like, especially in the summer when it's nice and warm outside, just having like a little greens juice in the morning to start my day off on the right foot. But it's winter right now, so I'm kind of on like a warm beverage kick. My go-to greens powder for the last 6, 7, 8, 9 months, I don't know, it's been a while, has been Athletic Greens, and I absolutely love it. First of all, it's delicious. You guys know, or if you've been around a while, you know that I generally detest the idea of drinking my vegetables. Like if I'm gonna have vegetables, like I you usually just want to eat a salad, usually because most green drinks taste like you're literally just liquefying a salad and drinking it. It's not nice. Athletic greens, on the other hand, actually taste really good. Like, not only is it palatable, it's like actually yummy. Like, I actually want to drink it. Let me be the first health and fitness influencer to publicly say, I think most green beverages are gross. But not only does it taste good, the ingredients are also on point. You guys know that for me, that's kind of a big deal. If I did not align really well with the ingredients, it would not be something that I would keep in to supplement my diet. So there's no fillers, no additives, no preservatives, no artificial flavors, natural flavors, any of that stuff that's kind of questionable. No gums, no lecithins, none of that stuff. It's super, super nutrient dense. So honestly, I probably get more micronutrients on the days where I supplement and drink that than I do when I actually eat vegetables for the day. But there's 75 different vitamins and minerals and whole food sourced ingredients in there. It also has a probiotic and prebiotic for gut health. It has an immunity formula. It has digestive enzymes and adaptogens. Like, it is the whole package. And if you click the link in my bio, you will get the full immunity bundle. So with your purchase of Athletic Greens, you will get a year supply of free vitamin D, which has amazing immune boosting effects. You guys know I love my vitamin D. I try to get it naturally from the sun, but also I like to supplement, especially now that it's getting into winter and the UV is going to be a lot less strong. It's gonna be harder for me to get my vitamin D naturally, and so I will be supplementing because my skin loves it. And then through the link, you'll also get 5 free travel packs. So if you are traveling around and you know you're not gonna get your greens in for the day, makes it super easy. So definitely check that out. Tip number 3 is to stay active. Prioritize movement. It can be really easy once you reach your goal to just kind of completely abandon all of the habits that you built in order to reach your goal. And I strongly encourage you not to do this because staying active is going to be one of the key ways to keep your physique. And as I mentioned before, you don't necessarily need to be as active, but staying active in general just keeps you healthier in general. And again, as I said before, being healthy is super important for maintaining the physique that you want. And this doesn't mean you have to be hitting 30,000 steps a day or training 7 days a week for an hour in the gym. It just means to be conscious about your movement and try not to sit for 12 hours straight. Try spacing it out a little bit. You know, I like to aim for about 10,000 steps a day, not because 10,000 is like a very specific number that everyone should hit, but because I know for me that it takes me about an hour to walk 10,000 steps. So I know that if I've hit 10,000 steps in a day, I've been active for about an hour outside the gym because I take my step counter off when I'm doing my actual workout. People say sitting is the new smoking, and honestly, they're not too wrong about that. A sedentary lifestyle is not a healthy lifestyle. It's also a lifestyle that makes keeping fat off very, very difficult. So if you can find a way to incorporate movement into your lifestyle in a way that you enjoy, it's going to make everything so much easier. If you struggle with this, one of my favorite things to do when I was still in school and would have to study for like 10 hours straight at my desk and never stand up is set an alarm on your phone for every hour or 2 hours, and whenever it goes off, just get up, do a little lap around the house, do a little lap around the block, like go get some water, do a little bit of stretching, take a little bathroom break, and then come back and keep working. And if you do that every hour or two, you'll get into so much more movement than if you weren't regularly reminding yourself to do that. It doesn't have to be like an hour walk in the morning. That sounds super daunting, even to me, even though I love morning walks. Like if I thought that I had to do that every single day in order to be successful with my health journey, no way, that's a lot. So break it down into smaller tiny chunks, or make plans to make it easier. Like make plans with your friends to go for a hike, go hang out on the beach and like walk around on the beach for a bit, go walk around the mall, whatever sounds fun to you and is easy and accessible. Maybe even make a friend that really likes to do yoga and do some yoga classes with them. I know that's the only way I'm gonna end up going to yoga classes, if I have a friend drag me there. Tip number 4 is huge, and that is to plan ahead. So you've made it to your goals. You're now working on developing your sustainable, healthy lifestyle to just maintain where you are. It can be relatively easy to do this if you have like the exact same schedule every single day, nothing really changes. You can kind of just do the same thing every day. That's not how life usually works. Usually things come up. You gotta go somewhere. Something happens. It throws your whole schedule off. Having plans for those things and just understanding different tools and strategies that you can implement to stay stay on track even when your life gets thrown off track is paramount in maintaining your health and fitness and strength and all of that good stuff. So for me personally, what this looks like is I do come visit my parents a lot, 2 hours away, so I obviously can't go to my normal gym. I have a gym membership here so that I can do that. But I know that's not super practical for everyone, so what I would recommend, if that's not something you can do, is find a space outside that you can work out. Make sure you have some go-to at-home workouts that you can do. There's a lot that you can do at home, and say you're gonna be gone somewhere for like a week. You're not gonna lose all of your progress in a week of not being able to work out. Honestly, you could probably just not work out for the whole week and be totally fine. I just personally really like to work out and move, and it makes me feel good, and it's something that I actively want to do, and so I plan ahead and find the solution for that. But the point is, having backup options for your normal workouts is always helpful. When it comes to food, acknowledging the situation that you're going to be in and then making accommodations for that is also really important. So sometimes you'll end up in a place where you can't eat the way that makes you feel the best, feel the healthiest. That's okay. Sticking with prioritizing protein and vegetables will probably get you what you need while you're in that sort of situation. Think what I'm trying to say. It's important that if something shifts, you end up in a situation where there are more unknowns, don't freak out and think, oh my god, like I can't do what I normally do, this is not gonna work, blah, 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 blah. Just say, okay, these are the limitations I have, these are the resources that I have, what's the best that I can make of this situation that is going to optimize my physical and mental health. So don't stress yourself out, jeopardizing your mental health in order to prioritize your physical health, because that's not good either. Take a look objectively at all of the things in front of you and plan, organize, come up with a strategy, and then work through it. Tip number 5 is to treat your body like you would your best friend. Honestly, I think you should do this no matter what stage you're in your journey as well, but I think this is particularly important when you are maintaining, because it really helps put questions and decisions into perspective. As an example, I think a lot of the times when people are trying to maintain, maybe they see their weight go up a little bit and that freaks them out. So they think, okay, I need to, starve myself for 5 days and go back to the gym and go hardcore and do all the things I was doing before to try to lose weight, but double it. But if your best friend came up to you and said that they were gonna do that, you'd probably say, hey, like, be gentle on yourself. Like, that's probably not the best idea, not the healthiest thing for you, not necessarily even the best solution, definitely not the best solution. You'd help them find the healthiest way to deal with that. And if you can give yourself that same grace, it's gonna be so much easier to make the decisions that are ultimately the best for your body. A lot of you came through my channel after I went through my whole struggle with my health, so if you want to go back and watch my video all about the issues that I struggle with, I'll link that down in the description box below. But in short, I went through about a year phase, but it was really, really bad for about 5 or 6 months, where my health was basically gone. I was kind of just in pain all the time, vaguely bedridden, like not doing great. And before that, my relationship with my body and my health was that, I was grateful for my strength and for what my body could do. The fact that it could hug people, the fact that it could dance, the fact that I could do 10 push-ups. Like, I was pretty proud of that. And I thought that that was the core of my relationship with my body, that there was nothing that was gonna shake that. Even if I gained 50 pounds of fat or something happened to my physique, like, I was always gonna love my body because it was strong. And then I wasn't strong anymore, and I couldn't work out, and I didn't really have my health, and I was like, oh, like, what now? Like, I don't have a reason to love my body has failed me. And so I had to dig a lot deeper. And what I found, I'm so glad I went through that. Like, obviously I wish I didn't, but it has brought a lot of positivity to my life. And one of the things that it has brought is a deeper understanding that your body is your best friend. It really, really is. Or at least you are your body's best friend. It is always fighting for you, no matter what. No matter what you do to it, it is fighting for you to be the healthiest version of you that you can be. It is your number one. It is always on your team, and that can never be taken away from you. And if you can recognize that your body is there for you like that and treat it that way, it's gonna just love you even harder and give you even more. So often it feels like we're fighting against our bodies when we're trying to lose fat or build muscle or change our physique in some way. And I think it's really easy to lose that connection to our bodies on that journey towards changing our physique. And so when you get back to kind of more of a maintenance phase where you're happy and you just wanna focus on other things, whatever, it can be easy to not reconnect with that relationship with your body. But I think it's so important, because if you have that understanding of your body, it becomes so easy easy to make the decisions that you need to make without feeling like there are some arbitrary rules that you're placing on yourself or that society has placed on what you're allowed to eat or how you're allowed to train or whatever it may be, because you are choosing to make those decisions for your best friend, basically. And it's a gift that you're giving to yourself. And I think it's this core understanding that is what builds the strongest, most stable relationship that you can have with food, with your body, and with exercise. So those are my top tips, tricks, habits, things that I do in order to stay lean, even when I'm not particularly focused on my physique. If any of you have any other tips, please leave them down in the comments below. I know drinking water is one of them, but honestly, I'm really bad at that. Make sure you do click the link below to get the Athletic Greens Immunity Bundle that comes with the year supply of vitamin D and 5 free sample travel packs. It really is delicious and like my go-to way to get my vegetables in when it's a struggle to get in vegetables like it is here at my parents, because I am not organized right now and do not have time to go grocery shopping and do all of the normal cooking things, so we're greens powdering it. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does support me and my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Please share this video with your friends, your family, and your neighbors. If you want to see more content from me all about health and fitness, you can check it out over here. To see future videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I will see you very soon. Bye!